seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Welcome one and all to the Empress Death Epitaph for Humanity coffin launch preview. Feast your eyes on this art and what it evokes. Empress Death is here. We are going to tell her origins. Look at these evil creatures that back her up. And look at humanity turning. Do we have any chance? If you know Empress Death from the pages of Lady Death, you know that her story is a story of blood. When we first meet her, she's wiped out everything alive except 999 people. And we're going back in time to tell her story from the very beginning of her campaign for Megadeth. I am stoked. I hope you guys are. I just get a fiendish delight telling these totally over-the-top evil stories. Whoa. So, yeah, this kind of says it all, folks. Empress Death Epitaph for Humanity. Let's take a look around the room because we're about to show you what's behind all of these question marks. We are in the new Coffin Comics showroom / company store. But for our purposes today, it's the showroom. All right. I'm so excited. Thank you, everybody who's on the stream and who even watches this afterwards. Tell everybody that Empress Death's campaign for Megadeth begins now. I'll tell you a little bit about the story today, show you some of the interior pages and some of the covers and prints and everything we're offering on this campaign. So you can be ready when we launch on Thursday, April 16th at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Arizona doesn't change time, so now we've jumped over to Pacific. We used to be on Mountain, now we're on Pacific. But 6 p.m. our time, so check your time in your neck of the woods. Let's see, I love seeing Ace of the Reckoning on the stream, Lost Law, the Nocturnal One, Adrian Gallardo. Audio is a bit muffled, he's saying. So you keep letting us know if it's muffled. Let's see here. Let me try to get this a little closer. See if it's muffled, still muffled. Anyway, we're going to check on that. Let's see here. Great to see you. We're checking on that. But I'm about to show you some of the pages and tell you the story. So tell you what, come right over here, and I'm going to show you some of the pages and tell you the story. Feel free to check them out, luxuriate in them. Empress Death Epitaph for Humanity is co-written by myself, Mike McLean. It's illustrated by Ediano Silva, and it is colored by Wes Hartman. And here's the story. To redeem her wicked past, Lady Death now defends the innocent and powerless, whether on earth or in the depths of hell. But what if she could no longer control her insatiable craving for violence? What if Lady Death surrendered to her appetite for destruction? In another reality, the woman known as Hope renounces her name and becomes Empress Death, a psychotic sorceress with a lust for genocide. Gathering a terrifying horde, she ravages the United States, annihilating everything in her path. Can the last of America's armies stand against her? Can even her own flesh and blood children urge her to see reason? Or will Empress Death drown the world in blood? Now let's keep on those pages for a minute. Empress Death obviously is stone cold evil, but you have to contrast with the good. So I want to go back to page 1 here, and we are introducing a new human cast of characters, an entire family who is living in a time a couple years into Empress Death's campaign. They're actually helping people receive supplies when Empress Death very, very suddenly shows up. Now, this family is very, very capable of taking care of themselves, and we are going to follow their story. But that's not all. We're going to be following the story of Matthias and Gage, for those of you who read the stuff, Chaotica and Hellslinger, who oppose Empress Death, and there are appearances in the storyline of Mike Morg and 5150. So if you're a coffin file and you like story stuff, a lot of threads are coming in and out of this story. So let's see here. Holo says the artwork is amazing as always, and the dead ones are on a rampage. They are. Let's see here. So she still has children here. She does. So I am going, in the Empress Death storyline, I'm going as early as I can after she's begun her campaign. But this is probably, candidly, 7 years prior to her first appearance in Malevolent Decimation. Now, for those of you who are watching this and you think this is all coded and there's no jump on now, this storyline will be very easy to jump on board. By the same token, if you're like a deep track fiend sworn, you'll love it because there's just a lot of things that get explained, unexplained, set up. So it's fun. It's a jigsaw puzzle for everyone to enjoy. In fact, I mean, as I'm speaking, I realize that as one of the things that we should offer again on this campaign are the first appearances of Empress Death, which, if memory serves, would be Malevolent Decimation and Treacherous Infamy. So there you go. Let's see here. Adrian says, don't suppose the Hell Witch from Wargasm Victory Edition, where there is an alternate ending, can perhaps size up Empress Death. Very interesting observation. I don't know. You're going to have to read. Let's see here. Oh, wow. A lot of those threads have me thinking things are going to get brutal. It's going to be some brutality. So, all right. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's very exciting. So, let me begin the reveals. Follow me. First up is the Premiere Edition. Cover by Diego Bernard. Colored by Wes Hartman. Check out the blue foil, which is very likely to be one of our free swag unlocks. Story will be 48 pages. This is just a mock-up. 48 pages square bound there. You'll notice in King Skull's head is Empress Death's symbol, that black energy, the balls. Very underutilized so far. In fact, she doesn't even have them yet. It's going to be a story point in the future story. Next up, here is a tribute. This is the tribute to the power of Warlock in Marvel Premiere #1. There's some interesting parallels to the characters, I'd say. That's why we brought it in. And this is by Dan Feldmeyer and Stephen Butler. Stephen did all the illustration. Dan did the majority of the trade dress. Next up, here he is, Dan Mendoza, showing up with the Blood Ritual Edition. The kid is back. Next up, the Nihilism Edition by David Harrigan. And next up, Lucio Perillo, bringing the heat with the Illusion Edition. Greg Land and Laura Martin team up for the Sinister Edition. I've been enjoying Greg Land's work for Coffin Comics. I hope you have too. Really like this one. It's really dark. Some really tremendous skulls in this one. You can never get enough skulls, if you ask me. Great attitude. I just love her black pupils. It's just, you know, I look into the eyes of certain animals. Even my Pomeranian, the dog's eyes are black, like an evil little devil child. Check out EOM again. Here he is with the Destroyer Edition. Again, evocative skin tones, armor, attitude, hair. Wow. And Sun K bringing the heat again with the Inquisition Edition. You're going to notice different iterations of this. Sun K gave us a whole different layer of energy, and I'm going to show you that edition shortly. Mike DiBalfo with the Enshrined Edition, here evoking perhaps the Grim Reaper himself. I neglected to mention that Coffin Comics is introducing its own Grim Reaper into the universe, and it's in this story. Next is the Foreboding Edition by Mike Crome, and again with the Grim Reaper in the back. the early hints of her necro energy, beautiful skulls, jewelry. Now, we got carried away on this campaign, obviously. Even our financial manager is like, you got to slow your roll with some of this stuff, bro. You're like, you're sucking up all our cash doing all this great covers. And I'm like, okay, I'll slow down after this one. Aftermath Edition by Monty Moore. And that's a beauty. And then check out Jay Anacleto with the Eternal Love Edition. Really knocking it out of the park. Again, we're having a lot of callbacks to the Grim Reaper. And then rounding out our premiere editions is the Subjugation Edition by Dawn McTague. You can see an apocalyptic background, subjugating humanity in the foreground. It ain't going to be easy for our main characters. I'm going to take a break and see what you guys have to say. Was curious if Stephen Butler was going to do more homages. Yes, he will. Greg Land got paid by Coffin Comics this year. Mosh Pit Matt, that's true. Let's see here. Lady and Empress Death have the same powers, but Empress Death won't lose them. The powers are similar, but I think Empress Death just is unbridled in how she's going to use her power. Christine, slow down, never. Covers are fire. You think they're fire? Let's look at some naughty editions, shall we? Let's check them out right here. So we have Dan's Blood Ritual, and then we have the naughty. I love that we're able to display them right underneath so you can kind of see the contrasts. You have the nihilism, and then you have the naughty nihilism. You have the illusion by Lucio, and now you have the naughty illusion. I know we're definitely getting carried away. You have Empress Death, and then you have the naughty sinister by Greg Land and Laura Martin. You have the Destroyer and the Naughty Destroyer by EOM. You have Inquisition and then the Naughty Inquisition by Sun. Enshrined by DeBalfo, Naughty. Foreboding and Naughty Foreboding. Love the differences between the two. We usually do generally close to complete recolors. You have Aftermath by Monty, and you have the Naughty version. And then you have the Eternal Love and the Eternal Love by Jay, who's changed the costume dramatically, some of the coloring in the background as well. And then Enshrined, and then the Naughty Enshrined, very different, by Dawn McTague. Love it. Now, we have some collectible editions for your consideration as well. So let me get my step-up ladder to show them to you. Is there a little high up? Here we go. Can you see it? Here we have, check this out. So here's the metal series. This is the Naughty Subjugation Metallic. And this is gorgeous. These will be limited, I think, to 50. And then we have the Lucio Perillo Naughty Metal. It's nice. Then rounding out our metal offerings, we have the Sun K Naughty Subjugation in metal. Boy, I hope it looks as good on camera as it does to my eye. Really, the very next level. All right, moving over now, we have some holofoil editions. Greg Land, holo. Love the holo. Crazy in person. Foreboding holo. A lot of dimension to it. And then rounding out our holo offerings, Jay Anacleto. Naughty Eternal Love. Love of the Damned and the Death. Now, with our comic book editions, you could also buy them in a bundle. So, for example, we're offering all the premiere editions as a bundle. Separately, we're offering all the naughty as a bundle. But for you sociopathic collectors of a whole nother level, we have the whole enchilada. Whole enchilada is all the comics I've just unveiled, plus these two editions that are exclusive to the whole enchilada set. We have the Dawn McTague Scarlet Metal. This will be serial numbered, limited to 15, 13 available on the campaign. And then check this cool Sun K Naughty glow-in-the-dark metallic edition. And let me show you how it is indeed very different. There's an extra channel of energy that is not on any of the other editions. Those are exclusive to the whole enchilada, baby. Yeah. All right. Chad even says it looks amazing in red. Reminds me again, is this Pirate Queen canon? Remind me again, is Pirate Queen canon to the rest of the story? It is. And then someone saying all those covers are amazing. Ace says I'm going to have to cop almost all of them. Love the Reaper will return. It's true. Empress Death could make for a killer figure. Wink, wink, wave 3 request. Speaking of which, I could give you an exclusive hint that Executive Replicas is going to be releasing several waves of retro Coffinverse action figures. First wave includes, I believe it's Lady Death, La Muerta, and Hell Witch. And news about that and drops and hints are going to come like any moment. Might even be due on their Facebook page. And they're cool. The art on the actual cards are by some of the top artists at Coffin Comics, and no two art is the same. So it'd be fun to bring those figures carded to different places and have them signed by the artist. So that's between us. All right, and then Adrian Gallardo says, nice. Let's start talking about prints, shall we? So first print, while we're here, I'd like to talk about two. One, this is a mock-up of a fine art print. Fine art print will actually be available for showing shortly, but that's a mock. And then we have the 24 by 36 Eternal Love by J. Anacleto. I think that would look great in anyone's living room. Just walk in and there's Empress Death and her possible lover, the Grim Reaper. Now, I guess while we're over here, here's a couple of other select limited print imagery we're offering on this campaign. The first one is the official metal print called Foreboding by Mike Chrome. That one is limited to 50. And then the official Pearl. This will be Naughty Violet Pearl Subjugation, limited to 25. Those will be live as soon as the campaign goes live. Let's see here. Chad says not the bedroom. Ah, spicy. I think the bedroom would be great. It's a perfect expression of love of the damned. I'm going to get my step-up ladder for this one, too. Here in the showroom, going up high so you gals can see. Let's see, will it fit? I'll make it fit. This is an action preview. So let's start talking about prints. First row, check them out. The Dan Mendoza, Naughty. The Nihilism, Naughty. Stars won't be there on the final print. The Lucio Prilio, the Sinister, the EOM. You are welcome to banging all over the place. Welcome to get a closer look if you like. Super cool. There is the Sun K, the Mike DiBalfo, the Mike Chrome, all Naughty. Aftermath, very, very large Naughty set. The character demanded it. The J. Anacleto, the Subjugation by Dawn, and then also we will be offering, as we do, our classic commemorative print, which will have serial numbers at the bottom. Additionally, that will be offered along with the Premier Edition as well. Next up, let's start talking about the Premier Editions. Premier prints. We actually are included in the main Premier Edition in the non-commemorative format. The Tribute. Dan's image. We have the Nihilism image by David Harrigan, Lucio Prilio. I think it really captured her attitude. Would you agree? Agree on the stream. Greg Land. I love how Greg Land just comes right into Coffin Comics and just starts nailing it. He gets it. Now, I've been a fan of Greg's ever since his work on Sojourn at CrossGen. He and I were both at CrossGen at the same time. EOM was really lighting it up. Sun K, who can never be denied. Mike DiValfo, People's Champion. Mike Chrome, nailing it. So much detail. Oh my God, the fabric folds and all that kind of stuff. Rounding out the prints are Aftermath by Monty. Jay Anacleto. And Naughty Subjugation by Dawn. And these are going to be larger sets, obviously. We are moving towards larger sets. Usually sometimes down the line we tend to offer the prints. But initially we offer them as the sets. Checking the stream. I love Greg Land's art. Amazing pieces. Hey everyone. Nathan, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Chad, nailed the attitude. I would love to lick Empress Death's boots. That's what it would require. She would say. That's what she would say. Next up, let's talk about some merch. So we're doing some merch. So the first thing I would like to show you for merch is the official Empress Death Zippo. So we're doing a whole line of Zippos this year tied to the crowdfunding campaigns. So we're scheduled to do 6. We offer Lady Death on the current campaign. And here's a close-up of finished goods. What I would like to point out to you is that our partner Badass Designs really figured out how to, it's taped, but I still want to show this, so bear with me here. I always had a beef with the little art stopping, but Badass Designs figured it out, and it is just seamless. So these do kind of come just like that. So that's the Zippo that we're offering, official with Lucio Perillo art. And then we're offering license plates. 1 license plate per campaign this year, and this is the official Empress Death with the foreboding image. And here is the actual license plate. It is aluminum. It can actually be put on your car. The real thing. Next up is the official challenge coin. Now, the challenge coin will be available free to physical backers for the first 24 hours of the campaign. It's featuring art by Dawn and Sun. There's a couple of differences in this year's coins. Generally, we are pulling out just a little bit, showing the whole art. But if you're a backer of any physical reward totaling $26 US or more, you're getting this coin free. But that's not all. We're actually running a program called the loyalty program. And what that means is if you back all of our 2026 crowdfunding campaigns for $26 US or more combined for physical rewards, at the end of the 6th campaign, you're going to receive a super backer coin. And that coin is going to be limited to backers only. There'll be no variants and no extras printed. I guess I'll probably print like 5 for me to keep, that kind of thing, because I do keep a little bit of everything, but you get the general point. I'm not going to like overprint insane amount. So it's another incentive. We decided to call this the Coffin Comics Value Stack. Because just think about it. What does Coffin Comics do? At the beginning of a campaign, offering a coin free. We offer free US shipping, free digital downloads, free swag. We do crazy stuff like the loyalty program and the coin at the end of the year. And you'll notice at the end of the current Lady Death campaign that's running as we speak, Primordial Havoc, we have an Overkill backer bonus reward. And if and when we unlock that, we're actually going to give people an extra 32-page comic book. That is the value stack that we're offering at Coffin Comics. Who else does that? I don't know. Okay, next up. Continuing our patch set campaign, we are offering the coffin shape patch and the circular patch. These are larger than they actually be. It's about 5 inches tall. It's about 3 inches in diameter. You could create a whole new patch set this year. We have an 8-inch tall sticker. And rounding out the merch, we're doing the beautiful image by Diego Bernard as a t-shirt. We're probably getting a little ahead of ourselves making an Empress Death t-shirt. And again, our financial manager said, maybe she's kind of new, maybe we shouldn't. And I guess what I said, being the irresponsible publisher I am, it's like, I'd really like to wear this shirt. So hopefully you'll support my addiction and insanity by getting one of those shirts. Shirts are unisex. We do not want to portray that they are female fit. They're unisex, but they're available in sizes small to 4X. Let's see here. Big ass sticker. Chad, that's right. Ace the Reckoning. She exists in an alternative reality, but in continuity, Lady Death ran into her in Chapter 17. Thank you. Lost Lars, Super Coins, can't wait. Does Empress Death's story start before Chaos rules? Well, Outpost, you definitely heard it from Ace the Reckoning, who is very accurate on all that stuff. Really great on story accuracy, and it's true. So, yeah, you could find, we'll probably offer it again on the campaign. Lady Death Chapter 17 and 18, she was introduced years ago. Let's see here. Freaking beautiful, love the Zippos. Every post screams Empress. It's true. All right, let me show you some of the trading cards. We love our metal trading cards, and this campaign is no different. I don't even know if I could get to them. Here we go. Ooh, these aren't easy to get to. All right. A lot of the images that you see as prints, we are offering as trading cards. And so what you're looking at right now is the Prestige Edition set. And this is by similar artists to the prints. I will fix that momentarily. I can do it. These are all metal trading cards that are going to have etched backs, artwork by all the aforementioned artists. And then we have the Naughty set. We put little stars over the Naughty so that we don't get into too much trouble. Also, if you have any questions about the campaign or Empress Death, please keep asking on the stream. It's a great use of all of our time, so you get to know a little bit more. Here's all the official metallic cards of a Naughty variety. They will also be available in a Ultimate Trading Card set, Ultimate Metallic Card set. Alex says he tries to get all the shirts, loves them. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Also like to let you know that on this campaign, we're offering a couple collector's boxes because they remain popular. I use them as well. And we're featuring the art of Dawn McTague with the subjugation and featuring the art of Mike Crone with the beautiful foreboding image. Now, you guys and gals out there, whether you're in North America, Canada, Europe, watching from Australia, or watching the stream after we roll it, this campaign is going to be wild. This storyline is so much fun. I realize I get so delighted telling the story of bad characters. I mean, and I got to balance it out. I have to make sure that we have good characters to root for, because I know that we all do root for the bad guy in the Coffin Con. I know we do, but it's like you got to really balance it out, or there's no contrast, you know. So I promise you this: Empress Death is a savage character, brutal, heartless, but she is contrasted with the nice family that we're introducing. And you know, there are very hopeful moments where Chaotica and Hellslinger are trying to appeal to her better nature and see if they can make her come around. Our storyline does really begin in Long Branch, New Jersey, and longtime readers may know what that means. And it really is about Empress Death kind of swinging from the Gulf of Mexico in a freighter and showing up in Jersey with the expressed intention of approaching Manhattan in our second chapter. So that's what's coming up. It is my hope that you enjoy the Empress Death storyline, because if you do, I am totally up for continuing her story. I'm up for continuing her story for at least 4 more chapters where it would then dovetail once again with the main continuity. So I have plans. All right, so let's see here. Earlier, did you say the story was before Malevolent Decimation? I'm going to listen to The Reckoning. The Reckoning said it's chapter 17, so listen to The Reckoning. I'm just the creator. The Reckoning understands the stuff. He's like the great knower of things. And let's see here. Christine says sworn, and let's see here. Ace says, oh, dang, I know what you saw what you did there. That's right. What else is there to say? This is going to be a fun one coming April 16th. This is the first of 3 previews. Join us next week when we're actually going to preview the actual campaign, the actual pages of the campaign. But remember the basics. The Coffin Comics value stack is unparalleled for your money. For as little as $26 US, we're going to ship you the Premier Edition with free shipping, free digital download, all the swag that we unlock. If you back the first 24 hours of the campaign, you're getting a free coin. And if we decide to do it towards the end of the campaign, we might do an overkill backer bonus, and there might be a goodie then too. So for those reasons and others, I do invite you to enjoy the campaign. We will be having a party before, and you're invited to check it out. It's called the End of the World as We Know It party, where we're going to toast Empress Death and her campaign for Megadeth, and thrill and delight on all of this stuff. Let's see here. Puckett says, Coffin Comics really does take it up several notches with every campaign. It's only believable because we see it. Yeah, baby. All right. This game isn't easy for our camera person to hold on to this, so I'm going to grab the camera, and what I'm going to say to you is, y'all been great. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to have a fun time. And don't forget, Lady Death Primordial Havoc still has 2 days left. I want you to get in on it if you haven't. Help us get past 2,500 backers and help us get you an all-new Lady Death Legends 32-page comic free if we can do it. So please tell your friends, tell your enemies about this campaign, and let's do it, baby. Y'all been great. I've been Brian Polito. Holler at you later. Hello. I am Brian Polito, publisher of Coffin Comics, and I am delighted to present to you an all-new 48-page diabolical graphic novel entitled Empress Death Epitaph for Humanity. To redeem her wicked past, Lady Death now defends the innocent and powerless, whether on Earth or in the depths of hell. But what if she could no longer control her insatiable craving for violence? What if Lady Death surrendered to her appetite for destruction? In another reality, the woman once known as Hope renounces her name and becomes Empress Death, a psychotic sorceress with a lust for genocide. Gathering a terrifying horde, she ravages the United States, annihilating everything in her path. Can the last of America's army stand against her? Can even her own flesh and blood children urge her to see reason? Or will Empress Death drown the entire world in blood? Please support our diabolical campaign now and share it with everyone you know. Thank you.